the numbers are the numbers. That's Russell Westbrook. He could do that to anybody. But I'm at a point in time in his career where it's like, it ain't about that no more. It's about whether or not you can get to another level to win the chip. I'm just saying, when I look at that, and then I see you jumping on this bandwagon, it's something that turns me off about that.
Sports media has ruined how people view basketball. Sports analysts have a heavy influence on what people think. The thing that really bothers me the most is how the media puts players in lose-lose situations all the time. For example, the most recent is Stephen A. talking about Russell Westbrook. After Westbrook has an extraordinary night off a 30-20-10 triple-double, Stephen A. doesn't decide to be positive, no. He decides to bash him instead. Criticize him for not winning a championship. What does that have to do with the situation? So if I'm watching a player doing something historic, it's just not supposed to matter because he hasn't won a championship yet? Although I do agree with what he was saying, it still has no relevance to the situation. It was just a petty thing to bring up. The whole basketball world is fixed on how everybody has to win a championship. But however, someone has to lose. When one team wins, 29 other teams lose. Everybody can't win. Stephen A. talks about how Westbrook had good teammates. While that is true, he just lost to people who are just better. Everybody can't be Jordan or LeBron. And I appreciated that Westbrook and his wife clapped back at his comments. But the biggest idiot in all of sports media responded to this on Twitter. Wait, not him. Okay. Jason Whitlock. He has the audacity to say that Westbrook was hiding behind social justice issues on commenting on what Stephen A. said. What is wrong with you? Shut the up, you clown. Jason Whitlock is the face of idiots in the media. But moving on. For the players who hear the media and say they need to win, they decide to go to another team to improve their chances of winning. And guess what the media does? They criticize it. Literally the day before Stephen A. criticized Westbrook for not winning, he complains about LaMarcus Aldridge and Blake Griffin wanting to go to the Nets to improve their chances of winning. Just a pure hypocrite. You cannot have it both ways. You can't criticize a player for not winning and then they go somewhere else so they can win and still criticize them for moving. This same hypocritical thinking influences others to watch them. And it's just annoying to see people be negative to players all the time. The media criticizes players more for not winning than praising players who do win. And if a player finally breaks out and wins a championship, the first thing that comes to people's minds is, oh, can they do it again? People just have to hate and be negative all the time, and it's just ridiculous. Winning is all based on being in the right situation. Some players like Charles Barkley, Allen Iverson, Chris Paul, and James Harden were just unfortunate to not be in good situations for most of their careers, either running into Jordan, Kobe, and Shaq, or Golden State. Even MJ and LeBron couldn't win at first. They weren't in good situations until they finally got some help. And it makes me irritated when Shaq always says to Chuck that you don't have a ring, so you don't understand things. Shaq literally had the second and third greatest shooting guards of all time on his championship teams. Chuck's best teammate in his prime was Kevin Johnson. He was decent, but not on the tier of Kobe and Wade. Chuck's opinion shouldn't be ignored just because he didn't win a ring. It should be ignored because sometimes he can act stupid. And this narrative that nothing matters except rings all came from the media. Every talk or conversation starts with the media. And when you have an analyst who says hypocritical comments, it trickles down to the idiots on Twitter. And it gets so bad to where the media makes the whole regular season meaningless. Just showing indifference to a team doing something historic, and then they just say, but can they win the title? This thinking ruins the product of the NBA. Every single good thing that happens in the NBA should be appreciated and praised, not criticized. But the media makes everything negative, which makes other people become negative. So the moral of this video is to look at the positives when it comes to basketball. Don't always let the media influence your way of thinking when you're watching a basketball game. For the few people that made it to the end, I appreciate you. And don't forget to subscribe and comment down below. I'm out.